in Berlin with this movie.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Berlin's really cool. I've never spent time here, and I kind of want to move here, and I've only been here since yesterday.
I want to move here just for the H&M and the cha-cha.
She comes here and goes to H&M.
Yeah, I'm so very American. I can't help it.
But it's an honor. This festival is incredible. It's one of the. This festival, I think, is known for its authenticity. So I think it's quite an honor to be in this.
And what was it about the story that kind of attracted you both into it?
Okay. Well, for me, I identified with Sweetness in a lot of ways. Of course, being the mixed race daughter. When I got the script, I loved it, and I was terrified. I didn't think I could do it. I'm like, I don't think I'm capable. And Victoria believed in me, and she was just like, Zoe, they do not write these roles. They do not write these roles for you. This is not going to come back. And it's true, they don't. So I had to kind of just go for it.
For me, reading the script, I could also identify with Sweetness and with a lot of the characters because Sweetness is struggling to find her place in school and in the world, and I can certainly identify with not knowing where to go and where I feel comfortable yet. There's just, maybe it's a teenager thing.
I think it's a human thing.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. But I felt it more in my teen years where I was just, but I feel it now. Just where do I belong and where do I fit in and where can I be not noticed but also noticed.
Yeah.
How would you both kind of describe your kind of school days?
I had I moved a lot as a kid, so I have a bunch. Where I kind of drew from the most for this character was when I went to school in Miami for a while, which is a terrible experience. I went to this, kind of ritzy private school where I was, one of 4 black kids, and I'm not even black, I'm half black, so it was just like I was this freak in the school, and, did not fit in at all. I've never felt so uncomfortable in my life. So, then there was bullying, not, like our film where I wasn't getting my ass kicked or anything, but it was just a very cliquey, uncomfortable, mean-spirited place. And then I got really lucky and moved to New York and went to an art school and had an incredible experience. But yeah.
For me, I guess high school was really tough on me. For some reason, I was really popular in junior high school, and I had a lot of friends. But junior high is when everyone, I guess, is budding, like everyone, has a body and stuff like that. And I just kind of didn't. I was just kind of this like oval-shaped girl in a school of really, really pretty girls with hourglass shapes. And I didn't have a whole lot of friends, and I felt I had one friend who's still my best friend now, and we kind of found our identity in like pop culture stuff. Like we were really into pop bands and stuff, and that's what made school really fun, which is really stupid if you think about it. I did no work. Somehow I graduated, but I would spend hours in computer labs looking up songs because I guess I had the heart of an art student or something. I was pretty lame.
And did you kind of ever feel pressure to fall in with like the bad kid or the bad boy, or or did you find those kind of people? Because in a way they can be kind of quite glamorous when you're a teenager, and you see like the bad boy walking about, and it's.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think when I was in the Florida school, I did, I wanted to be cool, and I so wasn't at all. So yeah, I think I probably would go out and get drunk and try and but it totally wasn't what I wanted to be doing. I would go home and listen to Pink Floyd. And then later when I went to art school, it was just it was not that kind of cliquey. It was more of just a wholesome environment. So I kind of, we were just being teenagers, I guess.
Everyone's stupid when they're a teenager. And nobody's cool. No
Exactly. At the end of the day.
Cool? Right here. Grown-ups.
Oh yeah, because we're so mature.
I know, we're so mature.
It's funny. Who wants to grow up anyway?
Exactly.
There's no fun in that.
When I grow up.
Now, Sweetness kind of goes through, it's such a big arc as a character, which I think is the sort of most interesting thing about it. It's not just she starts off one way and ends another way. It's a real kind of journey. Can you sort of talk a bit about this kind of path that she goes through the film?
Yeah, I mean, I think the film is kind of the audience watching this anger build up inside of her, and really she just wants someone to hug her, which is why the end of the film is so intense. It's all she wanted was that hug from her father, and what humans will go through to get that and to feel loved and accepted. And it really is, it's very animalistic. She's just trying to survive, really, is what she's trying to do. She's just trying to make it through the day without getting her ass beat and getting her heart broken. So I think it's just human nature is what she's going through, If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, that made absolute sense. And I understand you shot it all it was a really quick shoot. It was like
18 days.
So how does that kind of affect a film when you're having to do it in those kind of time restraints?
I was tired. It was like I'm in almost every shot of the film. So and it was just so cool. Like Victoria would come down and pick me up every day. Like it was it was a group effort, and it was so fun. It was so fun. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. But it was definitely like some guerrilla style.
Oh, definitely.
It wasn't, it's so funny. I'm shooting this action film right now, and Victoria came to visit me in London and looked at our trailers and was like, we could have shot 2 of our films for the amount that you're doing, all these trailers you guys have, But I really enjoyed it.
I feel like at some point we were like in some like weird abandoned like shafty building that was super cool.
Our base camp.
Yeah.
Okay, our base camp, which most people have like trailers and this and that, was like an abandoned warehouse in Queens.
Yeah. I'm not even sure we were supposed to be there.
I feel like
and you roll up with I would like roll up in a car or something and be like this white like building, and it's like, where's the movie? Like in there, and it like looks half torn down.
Literally abandoned warehouse.
Yeah.
With like the upstairs was just our clothes and like some chairs
and like a bathroom so that we can change it.
Yeah,
and
it was like it was pretty awesome.
I'm pretty sure nobody knew that we were there.
I'm pretty sure we didn't pay any rent.
No, we didn't do that.
We just squatted.
I love that. I'm thinking I'm to finish. I love that they squatting.
Yeah.
If I have to sort of take things up, then I'm like, oh no.
It's tricky.
We did have to do sewing at school.
My mother taught me. I'm glad she did.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it was my mum or whether it was we definitely had sewing at school. I remember doing those like little like embroidery things. You had to do the cross stitching and then the you do little patterns on things. Yeah, okay. I forgot how to do all that.
We're rolling.
Oh, okay, cool. So, in Berlin Film Festival with your first feature must be fairly exciting, I imagine.
Extremely. I think it's probably about as exciting as it could get for a filmmaker flat out. And then first-time filmmaker, it's very tender.
Are you excited, nervous? How are you?
I would imagine all of the above, right? Like it makes sense to have all the emotions. I allow them, I let them, I welcome them. I mean, I'm not really nervous. I don't know why, and sometimes I think maybe something's wrong that I'm not nervous, but my excitement overthrows my nervousness. My curiosity overthrows all of them. Like I'm more curious about how it, And I think maybe when we get to the theater, the 1,600 people, and we walk in, I'm sure it'll shift. I'm sure that my nervousness will overthrow everything. But there's a bunch of us, and we're together, and it's a good group.
And I'm guessing it's a pretty personal story for you. It's a pretty personal thing. So is that how does that how is it to see that all out there now?
It's a great question. It's layered because having written it, I had to go through so much to sit down and write it, to get it out of here and put it onto paper is one thing. And that's actually the bravest task and the most daring or difficult or challenging, whatever you want to call it. Then I have to sort of throw that away and step into the director. And so there's a whole other mechanic, there's a whole other mechanism involved in doing it as a director and having it personal. So I have to stay separate from it, but close enough that it's authentic. So by the time we get to here, I've sort of wrestled all the demons, and now it's just about offering it, and the universality of it seems to have worked out so far. So people connect with it for their own personal reasons. So it isn't that I'm isolated in some aspect of the story that no one gets, So I don't feel alone in that it's something other people don't relate to. If that happened, maybe it wouldn't be so good.
I'm guessing it must have been one of the hardest things. Must be trying to find your Zoe, to find her. I mean, at what point did she kind of appear to you, and did you know instantly? Right, that's it. We found the lead.
There are probably three answers in that. Yes, we looked through a lot. I think there were 273 actresses I combed. Bio, photo, reels, everything. I mean, like literally 273, I think. And then Zoe, I wasn't sure because it's sort of the gritty parts of New York, and I didn't know much about her. And she had been referred to me. Carter Smith had said I should look at her. And I don't know if he photographed her or what had happened. He saw her. And so, I kept it to my eye, and then I saw her out somewhere. And we didn't talk, but I saw her, and we had mutual friends, and I just saw her near, and I thought she was fascinating. And I felt like she was living the question that this character is living. And if she was willing to touch it, we'd hit lightning in a bottle. So I brought her in. The moment she came in, I knew by how brave she was, how honest. I had an acting coach sitting with her reading because I wanted someone to keep her in game. She went past the acting coach. Like he couldn't do the routine. She was going past him. And, she was just willing to go to the darkest, harshest part, and that's what we needed. So when she left the room, I knew. But I still had auditions. I still had like 40 actresses I had to continue to see because you don't know. You know by, process of elimination in a sense. And
sort of this idea that, kids, they get sort of sidelined into gangs or they get bullied at school. What's the kind of in these kind of big American schools? What is the answer? How can they sort of make it easier for kids these days? What can they do?
Well, this is probably one of the more complicated aspects of public school in the States. Is there's a large portion of the population extremely neglected, extremely uncounted for, not minded, not guided, cared for, nurtured. And so they're just running rampant because there's no care or guidance. So I imagine a lot of it has to do with the amount of individual attention that a young person gets toward whatever is great about them. And so it's not better than any other person. Whatever's great about that individual, if it's celebrated early on, the tendency or the propensity to go towards anything dark or damaging doesn't happen. So a lot of times acting out like that has to do with just some form of attention, of screaming, "I'm here, do you see me?" So as humans, if we don't get attention for doing something positive or getting good grades, then we go the other way. And it's not really conscious. It's happenstance. It's one or the other. So I don't know what's going to help, but I have a feeling it has something to do with a balanced education so that people get the same great education with or without money. The socioeconomic factor is key. Full stop.
And what would you kind of say was the most surprising thing that came out of making the film for you? What sort of, also anything that you didn't kind of expect to sort of come out of it?
When we were filming, when the film was done?
Either.
When we were filming, the most surprising thing was that everyone would bleed at the same level and layer that I did. That was really surprising. And not that I presumed they wouldn't, but it went past what I could imagine an individual who showed up for a job would do. And I mean severely, we shot in 18 days. So everyone went past exhaustion, past, having given 3,000%. It just went past the normal job requirement of walking on a film set. That was special and unexpected and unwarranted. I didn't ask for it. They just kept. They gave the level I was giving, which seems to be the theory, I guess, in life, right? And then now what was unexpected but not was I always felt like the story would touch people based on their own internal conflict. But what's surprising is that it really, really has. It's transcended this girl, this environment, this family, this color, this gender. It's the people, the conversations that I have with people and the way that they're moved, very unexpected and warming, really special.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. It's been lovely to speak to you.
Thank you.